So first thing I want to say is, do you like this setup? It's only going to be like this for the next couple of videos. Then I want to have a setup where I can just keep switching stuff around depending on the subject. So let me know if you like this setup. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. This is Supreme King, and I'm glad that you clicked on this video. I just want to touch on the Xbox show. I did get a chance to see it. I watched it live when everybody else watched it. I was still very excited to see it, but I will have to say, not all my expectations were met. I'll keep it real with you. I did say in a previous video I was going to keep my expectations high, and maybe that worked against me. It's okay. Now, for the most part, overall, I didn't think the show was bad. It was just there was a lot of things that I personally didn't want to see, and I think that's okay overall, because I do know certain games that they announced are still coming, and it's going to be games that I'm going to be playing a lot. The main thing that I wanted to see that I didn't see was Hellblade. I just wanted to see more combat. For the most part, there was no Hellblade at all, right? This was definitely the Starfield show. It was screaming Starfield, anticipation for Starfield all the way through it. They did start it off with Redfall. I did want to see Redfall, and it looks okay. I mean, it's a little bit more cartoony for a shooter, but I'm still gonna play it. I do think it's still gonna be a good game. I mean, how much different can it be from Ghostwire or Deathloop? It's made under the same umbrella, right? So it's going to be at least similar to that overall, and I expect it to still be good. The main thing though about the show as a show, I didn't like the idea of showing so many repeat games that we've seen already, that is already released. If it was games that wasn't released, like Hellblade for example, that's what I really wanted to see. I wouldn't have had no problem you showing more stuff about it, even if it wasn't set to come out right away. But when you're showing things like Fallout 76 or an expansion for Flight Simulator or an expansion for Forza Horizon 5, it's like, well, these games are kind of out. It could have been done on a whole nother show, like maybe a B tier level show. I think Sea of Thieves was another one. It was like, well, I don't want to see any of this. Like, we've already had access to these games already. You know, it's been out there, and it's not necessarily on the highest of anticipation for the fans, for all levels of fans, hardcore as well as casual. You know what I'm saying? Forza Horizon 5, fantastic looking racing game. I didn't understand the Hot Wheels thing. Like, it's cool. I think it's really cool. But Hot Wheels, didn't they just come out with a whole Hot Wheels game? It kind of defeats the purpose of that game, right? It's like, well, now you just play Forza and just play the Hot Wheels track. For anybody who doesn't want to just go get the Hot Wheels game, it was like they kind of killed their own game. I don't know. It's still cool for Forza, but it's like I don't see what that does for the actual Hot Wheels game. You know what I mean? But more power to you if you want to play it. I will say there were some highlights here, like games that I haven't seen before. The biggest one would be, I think it was called Flintlock. It was a game where there was this girl with an axe or whatever, and she's just like swinging on everybody and doing all types of like moves and everything. I thought that looked creative. It looked cool. It looked like something I would like to play. I had never seen it before, so that was a plus. That was something that's like something I'm wanting to see, is a game that's brand new. You know what I mean? So another game would be Naraka Blade Point. I believe that's what it was called. When I saw that, I was almost sold instantly. I thought that looked phenomenal. I mean, I know it's like, I think it was more of a free-to-play kind of game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it seemed like it was more online-based, hack and slash crazy with everybody in it, but I thought it looked awesome. I was sold almost immediately off of that trailer. I mean, it just looked like a good game. It was cool to see that there was going to be another Hollow Knights. I'm currently playing Hollow Knights right now. Hollow Knights is a game that's a little bit more challenging for a 2D aspect. If you ever wanted to play a challenging 2D game, some people might say it's easy. For me, it's a little challenging because I didn't know what to expect, but it has fantastic music, like really chill music, but it knows how to change when it's time for the combat to really pick up. You know what I mean? Some of the games here on this showcase was clearly not for me. I mean, they had some mobile games. I mean, you know, Xbox just did their big deal and they're trying to get into the mobile market. I get it. I definitely get it, but it just didn't really appeal to me. But it's cool for the bigger picture. I can see why it's such a big deal for them to present that, but it lost me a little bit. And then there was a game, I believe it was called high on life. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but from the looks of it, it was like, yo, the developers had to be high on life. I mean, it was the funny looking game, but it was just like, yo, it's got like some sort of like talking monsters on the gun. It's like, what is going on here? It was weird. It was really weird. When I saw this, I was just like, yo, I'm not really trying to play this, but it looked like something goofy you play with some friends, so it might work. It might work. Not really for me. They had some more artsy looking games. There was a couple of them that looked like they were like visual novels and stuff. It kind of killed it for me. It's not really something I want to play. Like as a show, it was still a lot of stuff here, and I think it's good. It's just unfortunately there was like almost half of it where I didn't really want to play as much. But all the big names wasn't really here. It was just like you got Avowed, or you have Fable or Hellblade, the next Elder Scrolls, like Elder Scrolls 6, like these were not here. And so with the bigger names not being there, it still means there's something big cooking up later. But it's just like in the meantime, it was just like, it was kind of lukewarm for me. There was a big thing that they did say, I believe within the next year, from I guess June to June or July to July, I forgot what they said, but Xbox is supposed to have 50 games being released to their ecosystem. That is a big deal. That's definitely a big deal. And then I believe the announcements of the Persona series going to Xbox is also a big deal. For me though, it's just like some of these games, like when they were showing some of the stuff that's already been released, as well as games coming to Xbox, is games that I've already had access to, so it doesn't hit as hard as Starfield towards the end of the show. Starfield was such a big moment for them, and it worked. It was a great moment. Pretty sure people are gonna be playing Starfield for a really long time. People play Bethesda games for a really long time, so I expect it to still do well in the long run. Even though a lot of the things in the show I didn't necessarily like, for me, I would say it was something like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10, which is still on the good end when you talk about shows. I thought that the show last year beats this show by a mile. I thought that show was like a 9 out of 10. But that was when you were seeing Forza Horizon 5 for the first time, or Flight Simulator was coming to Xbox for the first time, you know, those type of things, and Halo was getting ready to be released, and you still were showing these bigger games, and all these other things was there, and it wasn't just a Starfield show. Like, we'll throw some stuff out there that's leading up to Starfield. It seemed like there were heavy hitters all the way throughout, where this time around it was just like, we got some little things here and there that you might like, and don't worry, Starfield is at the end. So it took it away from me just overall, because I didn't get to see as much as what I've been hearing is at Xbox that has been cooking up this whole time. I didn't really see it at this show. However, it was still a good show for what it was. Xbox is still a big brand for what it is, and Starfield is going to be phenomenal. Yeah, I think that's enough for this video. I will be talking a little bit more about Starfield in my next video tomorrow. Tune in for that one. Other than that, I just released a podcast called The Rocket Launcher. Check that out. There's also clips of it going to be released throughout the week, just in case you don't catch the full thing. And yeah, other than that, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Peace.